Okay, I am uh, Mikaela Joi a Yim. Um, I'm from, I was born in Minneapolis, but then I moved to Blaine. I'm 21 years old, and yeah.
What do you go to school for?
I'm a gender and women's studies major with a sociology minor and a sexualities minor as well.
What are some things you have learned in your years of college pursuing this degree?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, it showed me how privileged I am in everyday life.
Privilege as in
I have a safe place to go to bed. I have two parents that support me. I have food. I know I will have food. I have water. I have a phone. I'm very privileged, extremely privileged, and that's humbling.
you can't make much of a change.
I guess, I don't know, for social work, I was originally thinking about like having social work be my major, but I don't know, gender women's studies just kind of felt like I could relate to it in a different way, and there was like examples of it in my everyday life, and like it was just more personal for me. I feel like I'm more knowledgeable, even like on the political side of like how the world works through gender and women's studies. So, I mean, I'm biased, but it talks about all walks of life in every type of way.
Let's talk about like all women or
It's truly about how our world functions. We talk about disabled people, we talk about black people, white people, Asian people, mixed people, everybody, gay people, straight people, asexual people, pansexual people, like everyone. And we just talk about how there's certain institutions that disadvantage these people like at a greater, like, they disadvantage them in greater ways than other people. And we talk about how that's wrong and how there's all these social things that go into it, that play into it, and how these things just, we do them because everyone else is doing them. Like, they're all just socially constructed. So, yeah.
what are some, you said you talked about mixed people. Do you have privilege as a mixed
I do.
person?
I do.
When did you notice this? 'Cause
It,
you're still a black woman, not denying you.
No,
being
no,
a
no,
black
of course,
person.
of course, of course. Well, everything is on like a color spectrum. Like if you're Latina and you're lighter, like you're gonna be viewed more beautiful, like based on society's values of beauty than if you're a darker Latina. And that's the same for a mixed person. If you're lighter, like you're more accepted in the
Because you're
community.
closer to white.
Yeah, because you're closer to white. So, I mean, I have privilege over someone who's darker than me just because of my skin, which is unfortunate. For me, it was my self-esteem. I struggled with it so much. And it was because I would compare myself to white girls. At the end of the day, like, I will never be a white girl unless I bleach my skin. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna do that. So it was like, it took me a long time to realize, like, oh, that was because, like, that's what society values as beautiful. And, like, if you aren't that, like, you're not beautiful. And I never understood, like, I was always so torn. I was like, okay, I wear the same clothes, I straighten my hair. Like, okay, like, why aren't, like, boys liking me, or why am I not friends with these people if we, like, are doing the same thing, It's like, at the end of the day, like, if I take
Yeah,
a
fuck
white
that
pill,
shit.
yeah, I'm not gonna be white. So I am constantly like deconstructing everything because that's what they teach us to do. Through the media, through everything, the media is the devil. I don't care what
Yes.
anyone says.
Yes,
It is. It's the devil, Like, through all the reality TV shows you watch, through everything, like, it's constructing how your mind thinks, and I don't think it's in a negative way unless you're, like, actively, like, being critical of the media you're watching, because what? In, like, Orange is the New Black, we critique this, like, so heavily in my classes. Like, if you watch that show, it's gonna just enforce all of those stereotypes on races that there are. Do you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they
Because
have
what?
that black
Piper
woman.
is the white woman who just ended up in jail, unfortunately, but everybody else is in there because their own moral choices. So
And they're black as that.
they're black, they're Latina, they're all different races.
So overall, it's not a good show.
No, it's not. But see, people watching that aren't going to be thinking about that.
But it subconsciously seeps into their mind.
Yes,
it
and so
feeds
then it
into-
fits into their everyday stereotypes of people.
Big facts.
we have all these groups and all this division because we don't want to learn about each other. So be open-minded. It really makes a world of a difference. You'll realize you can relate to someone more than you think. I mean, I know we're all different and we have our all different experiences, but at the end of the day, we can help each other. And I think that's important.